Viewer discretion is advised. You will see shit that you will never unsee.
High levels of fecal bacteria.
Poop in the water.
High levels of fecal bacteria.
Princess admits illegal polluting and dumping of bathroom, kitchen, and oil-contaminated waste in the ocean.
Chemicals are known to bioaccumulate.
Some of these people will get sick. Poop in the water.
I'm so stressed right now, I don't know what to do. This is very tense doing this. I don't know when we're going to get to relax.
So we were in Gibraltar getting our RYA certification for sailing. As you can see from our faces, we're really enjoying ourselves. Notice all the cargo ships behind us. This is a very busy area. Everything from container ships, cruise ships, and small boats like us were there just sailing around and having a good time, or taking care of business if they were there for the industrial reasons. Cruising up and down the Costa del Sol in Spain during our training was absolutely beautiful. However, beauty always needs contrast. On one of those days, we arrived in a fancy area where many rich Europeans vacation and own properties. With the lovely view as a backdrop, we decided that was the perfect spot to anchor and have lunch. Pay attention to the yellow buoys. We will talk more about them later on. You know the saying, cream rises to the top? Well, in this case, shit rose to the top. A yellow, brownish cloud of foam surrounding us in an instant. Wave after wave heading towards the sailboat. The waves aren't very visible on camera, but I circled some of them so you can get the idea. Back to our lunch with a view. Well, guess what? It never happened. We were starving and overheated, and at that point we had to pick up anchor. So, at the time, while I was up on the bow doing that, I decided it was best not to tell Mariana about all the nasty little free gifts with purchase that were coming up on the anchor chain, in the chunks and everything, and the shit shellac that was on there, that I had to clean off before I could get that anchor chain into the locker, because guess what? The anchor locker is sealed on the inside, but it's right in front of the compartment where we sleep. Okay, this is the nice little bay where we came to anchor, out by those yellow buoys. And once you take a look at what's after the yellow buoys, you can see that there's families with babies and kids, and look at all these people right there. And there's just lots and lots of families. Many hours later, and after a late lunch, we got to the marina. We then walked to the beach where, as you can see, it's still packed with families. Kids, grandparents, mothers, fathers, all having a good time on the beach. And guess what? The water that has all that nasty stuff in it. We just wonder how many kids got sick that night. We saw some guards and we told them what we saw. They just shrugged their shoulders and gave us the usual I don't care look, and then they walked off. So we didn't know what to do. Not knowing what to do, well, that was the end of it. Interestingly enough, back in the US, we met a fellow cruiser that happened to be a Coast Guard officer. His name's Austin. What should a normal, cruiser boater do if they come up on that? Who do we call?
So if you're in territorial waters, so territorial seas go out to 12 nautical miles, you will, I remember when I first learned this, I was a bit shocked, but you can pump sewage so long as you're 3 nautical miles from the baseline, from basically shore, right? Mean, lower, low, the beach. So if a commercial vessel's greater than 3 nautical miles off the shore, they're totally within their right, I guess, to pump sewage. But if you're close to that, or if you just see something suspicious, definitely channel 16, channel 16, hailing whatever Coast Guard sector is closest to you. So there's sectors all up and down the U.S. East Coast and West Coast. But just getting a hold of the Coast Guard on 1.6, they'll probably switch you to a working frequency and giving, you know, a detailed description of what you're seeing, position, stuff like that, and they'll run through probably either a pollution prevention checklist or some sort of response checklist based on the information you give them. And then it'll go from there, whether they send out an asset or try to get some assistance to maybe boom off the materials or the waste, and then conduct some sort of cleanup response if they need to.
Have you ever come up on that before on one of your patrol boats, or have you heard anything like that?
Not sewage, or not gray water or black water or anything. We had when I was working in Puerto Rico, there was a pretty good fuel oil spill in the Bay of San Juan that we had to respond to, and it was just we boomed it off and then started our basically cleanup response, got it all out of the water as best we could, and put it back in the Buffalo. Yeah. What is, when you say booming it off, what does that mean? A yellow flotation device strung together like those old-fashioned hot dogs, and they float along the surface of the water just to contain the immediate area, and then from there you can actually start to pump out the waste materials. And for all you guys that don't know Austin, he and his girlfriend Mara, they have their own YouTube channel also. What's that? Wife now. Wife, okay. So Austin and his wife Mara have their own YouTube channel. It's SV Antares. And how do you spell that again? Antares, so it's just Sailing Antares, Anteris. Okay, so if you get a chance, you guys should definitely go check them out. They got some cool videos of sailing up and down around Jacksonville, and they're going to blast off probably sooner than we are because they don't have that much to do on their boat, and we still have a ton of stuff to do. So, Austin, I really appreciate you spending some time with me, and thanks for giving us that Coast Guard info there. Appreciate it, man, and we'll talk to you later. Hopefully it was helpful. Please note that every country has different rules, but your local Coast Guard is always a good place to start. Our take from this is from both perspectives as sailors and beach lovers. We don't want to swim in shit. Before you go and you think you can't do anything, well, we all can. We can verify if that great cruise ship vacation has a plan to dump out their sewage in the ocean or not. While Blackwater seems to be the worst problem, the reality is the bigger problem is what is in the gray water tanks, which contains chemicals, pesticides, soaps, pharmaceuticals, and the big kicker here is heavy metals. And I'm not talking about the kind that comes with a heavy metal rock band. Notice those two fishermen? What do you think they caught for dinner that night? Fish swimming around in shit. Had to eat something. Heavy metals do not disintegrate, but rather they bioaccumulate. We eat the fish that eat all that, and we swim in all that. The most important thing here is that we want to share our experiences so that we can open dialogues about what to do with dumping and things like this that are encountered on the seas so that we can make our world better and more livable. If you like this video, please give it a like. Share it, and if you're into it, press the subscribe button, which is a free way to support creators and let YouTube's algorithm do their magic work by sharing with viewers like you. Big thumbs up, and thanks so much for watching.